Part 16 If Oak Trees Could Talk. Welcome back to my video blog, If Oak Trees Could Talk. Last week I did a little postscript of this week as Amelia takes her mother's advice to pursue love with a passion. It is my hope that as you follow along to If Oak Trees Could Talk, that you would come to realize that this book is not just a book filled with romantic passions, but a book about life and how to live it with zest and gumption. My desire, even in sharing the book through the video blogging each week, is that it will inspire you to grab a hold of life with a passion and love unconditionally to the death. Disclaimer: I feel that this book is truly an inspirational love story. However, in some of the following content, I wanted to state that for young readers or listeners, the content may not be appropriate or may be rated PG. We continue to read in Chapter 9. Chapter 9, Pursuit of Love. Well, if you're sure you want to know, I will tell you. Your daddy and I made love all night long last night. We felt like the life that had been stolen from us was restored by our passion for each other last night. Nurse Wanda actually had to wake us up this morning. We were sleeping so soundly, Helen said with absolutely no shame or guilt. She let out a chuckle that soon turned into laughter as she seen the look on Amelia's face. "Mama!" Amelia gasped, as she was totally surprised at her mama's candidness. "Well, my dear daughter, you said that you could handle it. That blush in your cheeks really says you lied. I'm going to give you some free advice, Amelia. Go home. Love your husband passionately. Love him like you've never loved him before. Love him like it could be your last time. Surprise him with your willingness to be passionate for him. You will find the greatest response will be what you have found in your daddy's and my relationship. It's called a passion for life. Go, get out of here. Go make wild, passionate love to your husband." "Well, Mother, I've never. And that is the reason you doubt your love for your own husband. Go and do it. Just go and have what you see you want out of life. If we've taught you nothing else in life, daughter, it is to grab every moment as if it were your last." Live in passionate pursuit of love and embrace it, for love is the greatest treasure that you will ever find upon this earth. If you love with a passion, daughter, no greater joy will you find with Robert. Now what are you waiting for? Get on out of here like I told you to do. Go, find love." "But, Mama, I can't just leave. I just got here," Amelia stammered. "I told you to go. Now get. Your daddy and I are better than we've been in a long time. Go get on out of here. Go do what I told you to do now. Are you going to disobey me?" Helen asked rather sternly. Amelia shook her head no. She embraced her mother and smiled a smile that was a combination of both Henry's and Helen's. She felt nervous inside, but couldn't wait to act on what her mother had advised her. She longed for the life full of passion that she knew existed for her. Today her mama gave her permission to go after it wholeheartedly without shame. She ran down the hall to the elevator and quickly out the Glenview Homes doors to her car. She sped through the lights and stop signs to get to her home as she prepared emotionally to be the most passionate version of herself. Her boys had baseball practices and then pizza, so Amelia knew that she and her husband would not be interrupted for several hours. Thoughts ran wildly through her mind as she considered how Robert might react to her behavior. "Oh, I feel so foolish and silly. Why does this seem so difficult for me?" Amelia mumbled to herself. "My Lord, I've been married to the man for 11 years. It's not like we've never made love before," she continued to give herself a pep talk. Amelia's face burned and became flushed. She already felt embarrassed even before acting upon what her mother advised her to do. However, she knew that she longed to come out of her shell and be who she knew she was inside. She never wanted to live like other couples that she knew, just the status quo, and settle for a life void of excitement and passion. No, Amelia determined in herself that from this point on there would be no turning back. She was going to have the kind of marriage and relationship with her husband as close to the love that her parents had modeled for her throughout her entire life. When Amelia's husband pulled in the driveway, Amelia heard the garage door open and shut as Robert pulled his car in. She heard his footsteps coming up the stairs and the tune of a song that he was singing ever so softly. He was a very handsome man and so sweet. Amelia was envied because Robert was the kind of man that would definitely make a woman swoon. What caught Amelia's attention, however, was the little cleft dimple on his chin and an even bigger dimple that seemed to steal every smile. It reminded her of her daddy's mischievous little grins, and so she was attracted to him right away. When the door to the stairs finally opened and Robert stepped in, his dimpled smile caught Amelia's eye, and she gently embraced him. She lingered in his embrace and asked him if she could have a serious conversation with him. She took his hand and led him to their bedroom and shut and locked the door. "Did I do something wrong?" Robert asked. "No, I have just left my parents, and Robert, I am taking my mother's advice," Amelia whispered as she began unbuttoning Robert's shirt. "Well, okay," Robert whispered back as he was surprised at Amelia's behavior. Amelia found Robert's lips and kissed him hard and passionately. He responded back to her, but with slower actions as he wasn't for sure what Amelia's mother had advised her. The kisses became more passionate as Amelia walked Robert backward to their bed and gently pushed him until he was lying down. She followed him as her body pressed tenderly onto his. Amelia thought to herself, "We have a great love and passion for each other. We just do not express it freely." She became even more determined that she was not going to hold anything back from Robert, but was going to trust love and fully abandon herself to it. Thanks again for reading along or tuning in each week to Folk Trees Could Talk. P.S. I must post this again. If you truly love passion and romance, I would not miss out on next week's videos as Amelia takes her mother's advice and passionately pursues love. If you would like more information on how to purchase your copy of If Folk Trees Could Talk or any of my other books, please go to my Amazon author page. Never miss a week of hearing or reading along If Folk Trees Could Talk. You could go to my blog, as every week is listed in the archives. As always, I would love to hear from you. If you have recently begun reading along or have found my video blogs and would want to hear the entire story, please subscribe to my videos. Until next week, pursue love with a passion.